Hey, everybody. I'm Chris Metzler, one of the programmers here with the Green Film Festival San Francisco. If you've looked through our catalog or seen some other films, you know that we like to kind of program some of the most interesting, cool, and diverse films from around the world that deal with life here on planet Earth. It was really neat to kind of run across this film that you just saw, Dirt, as part of submissions. And we're lucky enough to be joined with our director, producer, editor extraordinaire, Jennifer Gibson, and producer Levi Agee. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Thank you.
So a good place to start is, there's so many stories out there that, might make a good documentary, but you really don't know until you kind of get into the nitty gritty of it. What was the kind of genesis of the idea here, and that you knew there was a story and that y'all just wanted to kind of take a leap of faith and see what you could put together?
Well, I am a nerd, just through and through. And when I found out that there was an opportunity to include some science and get dirty and really like dig into something biological, I don't know, it just excited me, and I thought it would excite other nerds who are into biology and agriculture and ecology. And but it came to us from the Natural Resources Conservation Service. So they wanted to do something to entice farmers to use their services to conserve the land. And so the conservation part of it also really excited me. And then getting out and searching for the farmers, we came across Adam, who you've seen in the film, who is amazing. And he is like the spokesperson for the dirt, I think. He is lovely.
And the critters inside, yes.
Yes.
And was there anything like, once you kind of started to kind of dig in, for lack of a better word, more metaphor, were there, what were some of the things that kind of most surprised you, or kind of like, helped to kind of evolve the course of the film?
Honestly, Adam was a big part of that. He taught me a lot about the science behind conservation. So learning from him, and really it's all the farmers. They're so passionate about what they do. They want to be good stewards of the land. And so learning what they find the most interesting is the way that I focused it. So each person gets the opportunity to share their passion.
And I know one of the things before we started the phone call is that, Jennifer, you were kind of excited about making the film. And Levi, did you have to get any encouragement, or what was the thing that kind of hooked you?
I don't think I needed encouragement. It was just kind of, when NRCS reached out to us, I was kind of like, man, how do we make a compelling documentary about dirt, about soil, and what's the human element? And so, as an executive producer, my brain is always thinking, what's the human story? What are the characters? And I think luckily the partners that we were working with, they had some farmers lined up, and that sounded all good. I think the part for me that was hard to wrap my head around is that, I'm not a scientist. I like that stuff, but my brain doesn't really think that way. And so Jennifer really just talking through kind of the science of it was sort of where kind of the magical part of this started all happening. Is like, you have these people, but then when you go in and you zoom in to the soil and the micronutrients, and you kind of see this bigger world, for lack of a better word, in this smaller world, that's where kind of the microcosms and all that kind of stuff kind of exploded, where we were able to do motion graphics and the music and the sound effects and all that stuff, and to where a lot of the my childhood memories of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Koyaanisqatsi, all this kind of blended genre stuff kind of came together. And so from that perspective, it was kind of a big surprise for me of like going like, oh man, there's way more going on underneath our feet than we know about.
Yeah, and it was really collaborative. I mean, I say, you know, I get to direct and edit and all of that, but there's so much more behind the scenes. And Levi played a big part in the animation. He actually made some of it and helped design quite a bit. So, and then we have this wonderful sound designer who really brought the worms to life. And then I had 2 other editors that were helping me out. And it was just, everybody brought their own creativity, their own personal style to it. So I think we just kind of got lucky that they all meshed together and they all kind of worked.
So yeah, I think there's a kind of a very kind of independent kind of nerve and verve. It's you know a nice quirky. I like quirky documentaries. I think there's a nice bit of quirky magic in there. You know, I am kind of curious. You kind of mentioned that the kind of subject matters that you like. I mean, you know, as a filmmaker, what sort of topics do you usually explore, Jennifer? And is this kind of like kind of follows in that path, or was it something different than you normally do?
Well, I usually focus on people. So this is actually my first feature documentary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's I'm extra excited about it. But I like to focus on human rights, you know. So I've done and I've done a lot of news and try to focus on solutions-based journalism type things. So it's actually, it kind of falls in line with what I've been doing because it sort of led up to this. I've also been working on agriculture projects. So we're in Arkansas. It's agriculture is our main industry. And we have a show, or we had a show called Good Roots, where we go out and interview farmers and talk about their practices and what's challenging them, what they're excited about, all that kind of stuff. And so it really is just, it was the obvious next choice, even though they wanted to they actually wanted to give it to somebody else. And I fought for it. I said, I want this. And finally I got it. So.
Well, very cool. It's a really cool film, and excited to be able to share it. And I always try to remind folks that film festivals, film festival audiences were the kind of grassroots street team, for filmmakers out there, because we're lucky enough to kind of get a chance to share filmmaker stories like you all. How can people continue to follow the films that you make and kind of spread the word?
Well. So if you want to continue to follow Arkansas PBS, that's a great place to start. And we post everything on YouTube. So you can go to Arkansas PBS YouTube page. I am branching out and doing freelance stuff, but I don't have a particular place to find it. It's just with whoever hires me. So so unfortunately, I don't have a website set up yet.
Do you want to talk about your upcoming project at all? Do a little plug?
Oh, sure, I'll do a little plug. I am working on a documentary and a book, and it has to do with tattoo tourism.
Oh, wow.
And, yes, I'm going to the Middle East and to Southeast Asia and a few places in Europe, and I'm getting tattooed, and I'm talking to tattoo artists. It's a work in progress, and I'll start my adventures in January.
Cool. Well, good luck with that. That sounds exciting. We also put on a festival, SF Indie Fest and SF Doc Fest. So definitely keep us posted, and hopefully we'll get a chance to check out your next film and maybe get a chance to bring it to San Francisco.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.